I would never be sponsored by something that I'm against,
Right.
or don't believe in. But one thing about BioAccelerator, I never asked them for money. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in them, and yeah, I want to get more treatment and stuff like that. But still, if I'm doing the same type of thing in another company, I'm like, yeah, give me money too. I don't ask them. Like, I really believe in it. So it's not
Right.
that type of typical sponsorship, because I really do believe in it. And the fans, they know me. They know I keep it real.
Right.
I keep it 100. Like, I've been sponsored by things before in the past that I learn about them now because they sponsor me. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, this girl, not the good, but yeah, but now older, everything I rep, I'm believing in it and I'm using it and stuff like that. But BioAccelerator, I was skeptical about it before.
I mean, everybody should be.
Yeah.
You know, and you need to do the research.
Yeah, you need to do the research. I even before I went to Colombia, I did it in America. I paid $5,000. This girl was hitting me up on Instagram and selling, and I finally said, okay, I'm gonna go, because I needed it for my knee, and I got a shot in my knee and made my knee worse.
Oh.
And that's what that type of experience made me believe in BioAccelerator even more.
Sure.
But the thing that really took me over the edge and was when my hand, the pain left my hand before I even left Colombia. After I got the shot in the IV, that was like, oh my God, yeah. Then I was like looking forward to my knee, because my knee was still sore from the shots and stuff. Because they told me you got to keep moving it. You got to keep, when you get in the knee, you got to keep moving it, or it's going to get stiff. And I didn't, I'm a fighter. I'm tough. And I moved it for a lot, but then I fell asleep because I was still jet lag and stuff. Going. And I fell asleep, and then I woke up. My knee was stiff for a while. I was like, "Oh my God, I should have listened to him." So next time I go, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring one of my female friends. I'm like, "Hey, even when I sleep, you just gotta keep moving my knee."
Well, there's machines that can do that.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's machines. When I had my ACL replaced, it does it for you. So you can fall asleep.
Why you didn't tell me this the first time?
When I was in your house, I should have told you.
Yeah, you should have been psychic.
Exactly.
You should have said, "Hey, in 15 years from now, keep moving your knee."
So
this is going to sound
shocking.
crazy. Yeah, but so
you was in my house too?
No, I wasn't there. No,
okay.
I got lost.
Oh, okay.
No, I have. No, but we talk about money. I didn't want to pay for a check bag, so I just brought a backpack. And I was like, going out to Super Bowl for Media Week, and there's one thing that I almost consider.
You're going to ask Quinton to kick you as well?
No. But I have one poster in my home gym, in my home garage, and it's of you in Japan on the UFC poster.
I brought it back.
Wow.
It's the greatest gift that I've ever gotten from Randy. It's what made the world seem so open when I saw you in Pride, and like the Japanese fighters and the passion, the way they tell the storyline of who you are as a person, not just the trash talking and the antics to sell tickets.
Yeah.
And my daughter, who's 11, born in Brazil, wife's Brazilian. Her fantasy is Tokyo.
No, I don't. I'm checking out. I don't want to hear anything else after this. Fantasies and Quinton.
But
might not be good.
No, he said the right thing. She's 11 years old.
She's 11.
Oh, you brought up your wife.
My daughter, and she's 11 years old. Okay. And she knows the world's possible. She knows she can live in another country. She knows she can live in a different culture, a different language than Brazil or America. And it's because you and the UFC and making it a global sport, where we're at the NFL, and this is the national championship, North American championship. This isn't a global league.
No.
This isn't the Olympics.
No.
But what you guys do, you truly do fight against the greatest in the world. And when you're a world title holder, a belt holder, it means that you're the greatest in that sport. So it's an honor.
Thank you,
I'm
brother.
so excited right now. I've met a ton of legendary figures this week. You by far are the one that changed the world for me and my family.
Oh man, thank you, man. I forget sometimes, because I never started fighting for that. It was like, I love fighting, and it was a living. So I never started fighting for that. And I sometimes I forget that, some people maybe look at it different than I am. But in 2007, I remember I was the best fighter on the planet, because I beat Dan Henderson, and he had the belt from Japan, and I was the UFC champion. That was the first time, and I was like, wow, for the first time in my sport, I'm the #1 champion in the weight class. And growth. So that's
so going back to that. So Randy has a lot of memories of being in events, and you're the one fighting. Like the champions on Sunday, they're in isolation right now. They're quarantined. They're not with the media row. They're focused on what their job is. So as the athlete, you focus in the hotel or in a weight cut, and what's the most memorable thing in your fighting career that you remember? Because we all remember where we were when we met you, or where Randy remembers where your house was when he stole all your stuff.
He stole all my stuff and put it on eBay.
Right. So what's the one thing you remember the most about your fighting career?
About my fighting career? The first time I fought in Japan, I remember I wasn't supposed to leave the country. Something happened in college, and as I showed my passport in the airport, going on in there, it was like airport police, to me, like 30 of them. Get down, stand up, put your hand, jump at jacks. They all had like different commands. Like those guys were real bad power trippers. It was really bad, and they were pointing weapons at me. I don't know if it was rubber but I remember that, and it was like the scariest thing ever, because what I'm saying, black man don't trust a bunch of white people with guns pointing at them. And then I got bailed out, and when I went to Japan, I still made it to Japan to fight. They had me all in the news. I had to go to jail because they was promoting this guy I was fighting. He was fighting like this badass. So they lowered out of the arena. It's the real talk. They lowered me and him from the ceiling in a cage, like a jail cell. They put that together in that phase because I was only like delayed by like a day or 2 days. They put that together and lowered us from the ceiling. It was like, I don't know how many feet. It was high in the ceiling. And I'm afraid of heights. I don't tell people that. I'm afraid. They lowered us down. My first time fighting in Japan, and the fans went, wow. I was like, what have I gotten myself into?
Well, I can get you in something else. So you just said that you're afraid of heights. Are you afraid of airplanes?
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I hate flying, but I do it.
Are you afraid of really fast airplanes?
Yes, I see what you now. I'm looking at your head now. You ain't gonna never get me in one of those.
You don't want to get one with the Thunderbirds and go Mach whatever?
No. I'm happy.
I'm trying to make it up. I'm trying to give you something good.
That'd be doing the opposite.
That'd be worse.
That'd be worse. So I would be happy to take a picture of you flying by. I ain't getting in there. Shut up, sucker. I ain't getting no plane, fool.
I asked some guys. I asked Otto Graham. I don't know if you know who that was. He played in the 40s, so I wouldn't expect you to.
Right. I wasn't even born in the 40s.
I wasn't either. I'm not that old.
Cap.
And I asked him, could you imagine playing today? Now again, he was retired. He was the highest paid player in the NFL.
Back in the 40s?
In the 40s.
What do you make, like $50 a game?
$40,000 a year. You believe that? Highest paid player.
That was back in there. That's a lot of money.
And that's what he said. That's what he said. So I want to ask you, could you imagine fighting, in your 20s and your 25, 30 today, with everything that MMA has gone, everything UFC?
What's your question? What's your question? If I was in my prime with the paydays from MMA today?
Right. Compared to the paydays back then.
Oh my God.
And I'm not asking money, the exact numbers.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Oh my God. Like, that's why I am so jealous of Conor McGregor.
Right.
Because he's doing everything that I wanted to do. He first wanted to box. I asked to box back then and stuff, but it was not the right timing for me. There was nobody for me to box because I was 205. That's pretty much almost heavyweight in boxing. Bro, he made hundreds of millions, right?
Yeah.
With Conor McGregor is doing everything that I wanted to do. So yeah, I wish. And so this is my thing. I got a son. I got three boys, but my middle son is the one that went to fight, and he is actually a better fighter than me. His skill at the level he is now is better than I was then. He'll be a better fighter than me.
Wow.
But for some strange reason, I don't know what it is. He has like this thing where he don't want to live in my shadow, so he don't want any help from me. He don't want to take any advice from me, and he a damn vegan. And I was like,
I can't help you anyway.
Yeah. I was like, son, you can't be a vegan and be a fighter champion. There's no way. You won't because the weight cut. The weight cut will mess you up being a vegan and trying to be a professional athlete. That's no way. So he mad at me for being honest with him about that. And then he don't want to listen to me. So I was going to I was telling my son, man, the money that they're making right now, I can make my son a multi-millionaire because he's a lot like me.
Mm-hmm.
He could be very entertaining, and his personality like mine, and it'd be like Rampage 2.0, making millions right now, but he don't want it.
Here's what I was told by Kyle Petty. Kyle Petty, a NASCAR driver. You know, we were talking. The name came up. So his dad is Richard Petty, one of the greatest NASCAR drivers of all time. And he said, don't kid yourself. I got opportunities because of my last name. But if I'm not talented, it doesn't matter if I'm a Petty. It doesn't matter if I'm a Jackson. You know, you take advantage of the opportunity, and then you go your own way with your own, you know, whatever, and become who you are.
That's why I try to tell him, but you know, I don't know if it's his teammates at the gym getting in his head or something. I don't know what it is. You know, I sat down with on my podcast with Sugar Shane Mosley and Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. His son is fighting, and his son said, look, it was really hard for him, but he was living his dad's shadow. He really adamant about, no, my dad has got nothing to do with it. My dad don't train me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, man, my son probably thinks, because my son, he won't be honest with me. My son's the type of guy, he's going to tell you what he think you want to hear.
Sure.
He don't, you ask him a question like, why you do this? He won't be straight up from the heart, like, oh, well, I did. Like, he's going to tell you what he think the best answer is. And you can't pull honesty out of it.
So there's a former UFC fighter, James Wilkes, won Ultimate Fighter, I think number 9, I want to say. But he has a documentary about the original gladiators and how they were vegetarians. They had better circulatory systems. They had better bone density. They did analyzation from archives, and they found out that they could absorb more damage and give out more damage, like punches with an impact. So your son is a vegan. Like, he may be onto something. Like, the future athletes are starting to become vegetarian, if not vegan, to perform at the highest levels.
Well, I think that where it's really messing him up was when he got to cut weight. So I don't know if those guys had to cut weight back then, but I think he was doing fine when he was fighting amateur at 170. But then when he went pro, he wanted to go down to 155, and the weight cut is what affected him more, because when you cut weight, like you killing yourself, and he had to cut a lot. He wouldn't listen to me about getting his weight down. He had to lose a lot of weight, and you dumping a lot of vitamins and nutrition and stuff that you need out of your body. You sweating it out and all this stuff. You need to replenish all this stuff, and I'm no scientist, I'm no dietitian, nothing like that, but I think if he wasn't cutting a whole lot of weight, I don't think it would.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Randy has a weight cut coming up.
I do. Well, not coming up anytime soon. My next weight cut will be my cremation. Look at his look.
His cremation.
You got to laugh about it, right?
So
not funny.
Next time he cuts calories.
That's the next time I'm going to do a weight cut.
When you cremate yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to cremate myself.
No.
That's the next time he intends on losing weight.
Yeah, you sounded like you about to off yourself.
No.
Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Everything is fine.
You married?
Yeah, I'm married.
I now understand why he want to cremate himself.
No, that's
I'll tell you this before we go to the break.
not the break. Show's over.
Randy's been married 40 years, 46.
Over 40 years. Asked her to marry me 2 weeks after we met.
Yeah, it's amazing in today's world.
I married up.
So I don't know what type of show I'm on. So you 2 weeks, and you hadn't known her yet, right?
No, I hadn't met her. I met her. We're almost out of time. I'll tell you off the air. But go ahead. We have a minute or so. So what question?
You hadn't known her in the biblical way yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well,
no.
But a legendary career, a loyal guy, and his wife delayed her double knee surgery, so Randy could come out here this week and do his career.
That's true.
That's how important these engagements are, and so for the history, without, you see it all the time, a strong woman. My wife is my support. Randy has the same. Priscilla.
You guys are very lucky. You guys
amazing.
are very lucky men, because the women of our generation, my sons, they're not the same in America. I love everybody, but you guys are lucky.
I tell people, not counting my mom, the greatest woman I've ever met, and everybody says your wife, right? And my wife is not the greatest woman I ever met, not counting my mom. You know who the greatest woman I've ever met, not counting my mom?
Who?
My mother-in-law.
Really?
My wife is who she is because of my mother-in-law.
For sure.
Wow.
Definitely, the best people I know.
That's
Quinton,
100.
thank you very much
Yeah.
for your
Thank you for
time.
having me on.
I appreciate it, sir. We are out of time. BioAccelerator has really helped us in the entire show. We're going to get the winner of the giveaway. I'm going to go talk to Eric right now, and then I'm going to explain how I got into Quinton's house and how he allowed me into his house. He still doesn't remember.
I don't remember him.
We are done broadcasting from Radio Row. We'll see you next year in New Orleans.